Hey guys, what's up? Today I'm going to talk about Animal Crossing Pocket Camp, and you could call it kind of a review and just my thoughts on it. To be honest, I haven't seen as much talking about it as I thought, because Animal Crossing was something that I thought they should have brought to the cell phone a long time ago. As soon as I heard that Nintendo, and I'm talking back on Miitomo, um, that Nintendo was coming to make phone games, I had thought the perfect game should be Animal Crossing. I might have even said that in one of these videos. Um, so it's good to see that they finally did it. I thought that was really awesome. So I'm gonna jump around a little bit here. I'm gonna talk about the positives. I'm gonna talk about the negatives. I got some notes here, so if I'm looking down, that's why. And then I'm gonna talk about like what's kind of different about it being different than it's than like the old game. So we'll start off here. To start off, we have 40 animals, which I'm going to add to that too, or just added today. As I was taking some notes and I was looking at the game, they just added two more people. So we have 42 people. And this is also probably something I should have said first, is this is a free download on any AOS or iOS services. So you get it right off the bat for free. You don't have to pay anything. Graphically, this looks exactly like I think what it should look like. It's not as bad as DS. I always thought DS, like the edges of the characters and everything, was kind of blurry. Where I thought GameCube was really good. I would say it's very close to GameCube, if not a little bit better. New Leaf I never played, so it might just be like New Leaf. But when I looked up Google images of New Leaf, it did look kind of the same. So I would go with those types of graphics. It's pretty good. Definitely up to par. Um, right now, I'm at level 45. I haven't, which is pretty far. I would say that's a pretty big chunk, just because of I'm seeing what I can still do. And as I was starting off, I was playing a whole bunch, and then now it's kind of slowed down. And I'll explain that why. Like I said, I'm going to be jumping around here a little bit. Um, Trying to do my best because I was trying to, what order should I cover things in. So I'm at level 45. And what you do to level up is you do jobs just like you did in the old game for your neighbors. Your neighbors are in this camp. They go to different spots on the map. I think there can be like 4 at a time. And then you can have people at your camp. And I'll get to that later. But right now you have 4 people at your camp. I'm sorry, 4 people on the map, not at your camp. And you just do jobs for them. They might just want these 3 fish, or this fruit, or blah, 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 blah. Just like the old games, bugs, things like that. So you do those jobs for them, and they give you materials, and you get bonuses. And each character has a level. So basically, you're leveling up each friend of how good of friends you are with them. And I think they go to 20. 20, I believe, will be max. So obviously, as you start leveling them right off the bat, it's super quick. You do like 2 jobs for them, you already leveled them up once. But as you get up to like level 10, like level 15, it takes extremely long. You got to do tons of jobs for them just to get it to go up one level. And as you level them up more, you'll have more things available. Like sometimes you just might unlock things like material to build with. Otherwise, you might excuse me, unlock like a special piece of furniture. Like somebody might have like this car that you want, or for one guy has this old school Game Boy machine that I want. It does not work. It's just for looks. But that's what I'm working towards. So I got to get Tim to level 15 to do that, and it's taking a while. So as you level them up, they get put on your contact screen, and you can build materials. There's like a crafting service, and it works kind of like in the old game because you still have the catalog where you would order it from Tom Nook. He makes it, and then he gives it to you the next day. Well, you still have that catalog to remake things that you've already had, but so it works the same exact way. But there's also ones where obviously this is a phone game, so they're trying to make it where you build things. You have stuff that you can build on your campsite, and some people require certain furniture to be at your campsite for them to want to come there. So it just gives you its little objectives to get them there. And the whole point of getting them into your camp is you don't have to worry about them moving away because every 3 hours everybody moves. So if you're waiting for somebody to come to the camp and so that you can do jobs for them and level them up, well, you need to hope that they come through. Because I don't know if it's random or not. I heard on Twitter that they show what time people are coming. I don't even do that. That's like way too much work. I just play, and if they're there, I do the jobs for them. So I thought it was random because I'm pretty sure the same people don't come at the same time every day. But I could be wrong. So you want to get them in your camp because then they're there all the time. They're there 100% of the time. Jobs will pop up every once in a while. You can talk to them to make it go up in your level a little bit, and you can do different things. They give you things like money or crafting stuff like cotton, steel or wood is what you use to craft, and they might even give you some like these little potion things that you need also. So when you're leveling people, I'm trying to cover this the best I can because it's kind of a lot. When you're leveling people also, you can cap them at level 5, level 10, level 15. And what you need to do is you need to build these pieces on your camp. They're like amenities, I think is what they're called. And there's different ones with how people are. There's sporty characters, natural characters, cute characters, cool characters, and so on and so forth. Well, you got to get that amenity leveled up in your camp. It'll be like a freaking, like I have a half pipe. It's the cool one, I think, or is it sporty? That might be the sporty one. And you level that up, and then now I could only get them to level 10. Now I can get them to 15. So it makes it to where, okay, I want that Game Boy thing. It takes him getting to level 15. I need to make sure I have an amenity for him to get to 15, or I can't even level him anymore. I have so many people that I have at like level 10 right now that I'm getting no more credit for because I don't have the amenity build up yet. But it takes time. This is where the cell phone game comes in. Stuff starts taking. It goes from like a simple 8 hours to 12 hours. Now I have ones that are 50 hours long, and I'm sure it's going to go up. So just kind of like on Clash of Clans when you used to build pieces of your army, like say you were upgrading your wizards or something, and it just took a while. It just keeps going up the stronger you get. It's the same thing here. One thing to remember throughout this whole interview or review is I'm going to be naming some things that people have told me, like friends and stuff, that they didn't like about the game. And let's remember, though, which is what I told them, that this is a cell phone game. This is not a console game. You're not supposed to be playing this all day. This is a game that you get on your phone, you check into it, you do the objectives for a minute, and then you move on. You know, when you're bored, you turn it on, you play it. You know what I'm saying? It's a cell phone game. Keep that in mind when you're judging it at all. So I'm going to go on to the next thing. Right down there in the Christmas season, that's another thing they have. They have a bunch of things. Just like in the old game, they have festive times. Right now you can unlock a whole bunch of Christmas stuff and put it in your stuff, put it in your camp, and you get rewards for doing the certain objectives. You get certain things, like it might just be material, or it could be leaf tickets. And I'll go ahead and get into leaf tickets now. Leaf tickets is the thing that if you're going to spend money on the game, leaf tickets is what it would be. Leaf tickets makes it to where, say, you're building the 12-hour amenity like I was talking about. Well, if you spend enough leaf tickets, it might just take care of that 12 hours. You don't have to wait. It builds it automatically. I mean, it's going to take a lot of them, but that's what it takes. And also, if you're crafting something and you say you want to build an amenity and you don't have enough cotton, or you don't have enough steel, or you don't have enough wood, then you can use leaf tickets to replace that. Say spend 10 leaf tickets to go ahead and build, and it'll give you the rest of that the logs that you need, stuff like that. And they have different packages you can buy, anywhere from like $4. I think there's one for like $2, all the way up to like almost $100, which would be insane. But I have yet to spend money, and I'm at level 45, and I've unlocked all the animals except for the 2 they just added before I made this video. So I've unlocked all the animals. I have it to where they can all come to my camp at different times. I think you can have like 8 at your camp at once. And so I can bring anybody there I need to, and I have not spent any money. So that's a good thing. And the way that I haven't done it is you have these goals. Every day you get 3 goals, and then there's stretch goals that are long-term goals, and the goals are very simple, very, very, very simple to accomplish, and a lot of them give you leaf tickets, which I think is really, really cool. So it might be anything from just, hey, do 100 jobs for the people. Okay, so as you're going, it'll copy, or it'll take down all the jobs that you've done, and it'll start counting them up, and when you do it, it'll give it to you and throw it in your mailbox. And then it could be, get so many of these beetles, get so many of these butterflies, fish so many of these fish, and so on and so forth. I'm going to move on here. You can also go to a place called Shovel Strike Quarry, and I think it's once a day. I think that's what it is. And you can either spend 20 leaf tickets to go, or you can ask 5 people, or you can just ask everybody in your friends list. It gives you reasons. It gives you a reason to have friends. One reason to have friends. I'll go over why you should have friends on another one. And but you basically go there and you can get money, and you can get different rewards depending on what award is at the top of it when you go there. So it might show that you're going to get steel or something, or money, bells. And then when you complete it, you get that reward on top of whatever you got. And what you do is you take your shovel. This is where the shovel takes place in this game, because you can't, which I'll go over some things that you cannot do in the old game versus this game. You take your shovel, you dig into rocks, the rocks break, and then you have stuff like silver, ruby, sapphire, gold, and so on and so forth, and they're worth so much, and when you're done, it totals up how much money you got. So basically, you're just going there for extra cash, which you shouldn't. If you're doing jobs, you shouldn't really have problems with cash. So it's a nice thing to have in there, but you definitely don't need to do it, which is a good thing. You definitely don't need to spend like leaf tickets on it or anything. And I got it to finish up on that. I got a ton of leaf tickets from just doing those stretch goals, from just linking it to my Facebook, from just linking it to my Twitter. Very simple thing, because then you can go to your My Nintendo, and there's goals there too, and you accomplish those goals, and those goals can buy you even more things, to where you're not even spending money on the game. Like, I'm questioning how the heck Nintendo is going to make any money off this game, because this game is so good at not making you spend money. You don't have to spend money at all. For instance, I played a Ghostbusters game a while back that I was really into on the phone, but to be the best in the top 10 in the world or anything like that, which I ended up getting all the way to number 1, I was like obsessed with this game. I had to spend like $10 though. I had to, because you had to get a certain gun that's going to let you be on that level. If you don't, there's no way you're ever going to get it. It would take so long, it would be ridiculous. So this game makes it to where you can do all kinds of stuff. I mean, I was on my phone sometimes a ridiculous amount just because there's so much to do. And I was trying to stay up on everything, and by the time every 3-hour increment, people would come again. I'd have to do all those jobs too. And I was just trying to keep up with it. And it was really, really tough. So, I mean, you can get the time on your phone if you need it. If you're really obsessed with it, then you're going to be fine. You're going to play a lot, and you're not going to spend any money, which is really, really cool of them. Okay, so I'll go over some things that you cannot do in this game versus the old game. So, in this game, you use your shovel at the Shovel Strike Quarry, and you use it for what I said. You hit the rocks and you get money. In the old game, you would use it to dig holes, to have like fossils, because you had a museum in your place that you tried to get all the fossils throughout the year. And then you had to dig up, sometimes you'd find money. You had to dig holes to plant more apples or more pears or whatever, more oranges to have in your city. But you don't do that in this one. You don't have to dig up anything at all. And the reason being is I think it's really good. This is the other reason to have friends. Because when you don't have all of something, it's random to what everybody has in their camp. Like, I might have a whole bunch of oranges where you only have one orange tree, but I have maybe 2 or 3 of them. You know what I'm saying? So I have an easier time taking care of those jobs. So when animals want, hey, I want 3 oranges, and you just gave 3 oranges to the other guy, and now you don't have another orange tree, well, now you can't complete that. So what you'll do is you go in your friends list, and you'll go to their item box. And your item box is something where you can sell items. And it makes it to where it's going to be affordable. You can only max it up at so much. So if you're selling one, it might only let you sell it for 100 bells, which is nothing. So basically it makes it to where you can't just sell everything and put everything in your item box for 5 or 6 grand where nobody's going to buy it anyways. But if they were, you're just going to rip them off. It's going to make it affordable, and that's why it does it. That's because it wants you to go to those item boxes, and it wants you to have to buy those extra oranges or pears or something else that somebody else has easier access to. And I think the thing I have is I have like a whole bunch of apple trees and stuff. I have a whole bunch of those. So I have an overabundance amount of apples and cherries. I have so many of them. So I just toss them in my item thing all the time because I just have so many. There's no reason to carry anymore. So that's what you use that for. You don't use a shovel for anything else. You're not even going to hold a shovel throughout the game. As for the net and the fishing pole, it's the same thing. You catch bugs, you fish for fish. That's pretty much the same. Tom Nook. Tom Nook comes to town just like anybody else and the other people. I forgot the name of the clothing person. There's a person for clothing, and then there's a person for hats and masks and stuff. And Tom Nook, unlike the old games, you had to grow Tom Nook so that every day Tom Nook, his store could grow and offer more things. So the game might start off where you're only buying 3 things, but then if you upgrade Tom Nook, you can get him to where he's selling 15 things. You know, it'd just be a huge loan, you know, or not loan, but this huge thing you're working on. That is not in this game. And another thing, the reason I like that is because it's kind of stopping you from getting access to everything. It wants you to play for a long time. It's a phone game. It wants everybody to be on an equal level playing ground also. It wants everybody to only get like 3 things every day that they can try to get. And it'll make it to where maybe, you know, everybody's just not pulling ahead of somebody. You know what I'm saying? It kind of keeps you all on the same level. I like that a lot. One thing that's on the old game too is that you have a loan on your house. There's something similar in this game. You have a loan on your camper. You have a camper that you can go inside, and in the camper you can get like, which is crazy, you can get like an upstairs, and then it'll increase the size of it on the inside and do a whole bunch of things through this one trailer service. Basically, they work on your stuff. You get loans through them. And your first loan might be like 10 grand, and your second loan might be 30, then 50, then 100, then 150. I'm at 150,000 bells it takes for me to do the one I want to do now. And I'm sure after this it'll go up to 200. So it's something to work at. It's very easy to do. It just makes it bigger to where you can have a bigger area to show off and put furniture in and this and that. It's pretty simple. I've never been talked to about not paying on the loan or anything. I think you take as long as you want, and you just throw money into it whenever you want to increase it. But yeah, you can decorate also the outside of your camper, anywhere from using leaf tickets to different ways to customizing it in the game. Another thing I love about this game versus the old ones. So if you're a guy like me and you work overnights, and you sleep a lot during the day, you didn't ever have access, or like when I played GameCube, I had to switch the hours around, and I had to have days be nights and nights be days. Because when I wanted to play, like when I had the night off, I'd obviously sleep all day. So I'd get up at night. Well, any normal game, everything would be closed. I couldn't even go to Tom Nook's. I couldn't even talk to neighbors. Neighbors would be sleeping and stuff like that. Like, I'd have to wake them up and hope that they'd give me a job to do. So I had to switch it. Well, in this game, it doesn't matter what time it is. You can go to Tom Nook's or something any time of the day. 24 hours. 7 days a week. You can do jobs for neighbors anytime. There's rotations throughout the whole day, every 3 hours. So like I said, everybody's on that equal playing ground where there's no reason that anybody shouldn't be where anybody else is, no matter what schedule you work, no matter when you can play. So I really, really, really like that, because that was something I was worried about, is people screwing around with times on their phones and messing with the clock and stuff and trying to get ahead of everybody. And really, time plays no effort right now. It does nothing. I think If you're switching your phone up every 3 hours or something and you're playing that much, I mean, guys, I played a lot when this first came out. I just seemed like I always had to pick up my phone, and it became a job of me just saying, oh my God, I got to get those jobs done. Oh, geez, let me mess with my phone. And I wouldn't be sitting there doing anything anyways. It was just the hassle of, man, I've got to do this on my phone to keep up. Because I was having a lot of fun with it. I'm a huge Animal Crossing fan, so it was really cool to me. Something that they have not added in the game yet, and I have a feeling they will, is that in the old game they had a special carpet, a special wallpaper person that would come through your town once in a while, and you could buy rare carpets and stuff off them. I haven't seen anybody like that yet. I would not doubt if that's on its way, though. There will be times when they show up in the marketplace, which is where Tom Nook is and everything. I'm sure what they'll do is they'll just show up once in a while some days. It'll be random, and you'll get access to, like, random carpets or rare ones that you've never seen before. And I'm sure that'll happen. I'm sure that's something that'll happen. Like I said, they already added 2 new animals today. They're going to add a lot more to this game. As for like stuff like UFOs and things like that that are in the sky, I don't think that's going to be in this game. You can't really shoot up in the sky. Like, you don't have that slingshot anymore and stuff that I remember you'd use to get them down. It's not going to have that, so I don't think it will. I think this is a majority of the stuff that's going to be in the game. So now I'll try to cover some things that I've heard about the game. People have told me that they think it's repetitive. And the thing I argue with that is, for one, this is a cell phone game. I don't think there's a cell phone game out there that's not repetitive. And also, it's Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing is repetitive. So if you don't like repetitive stuff, doing jobs for people, unlocking stuff, and as you go, unfortunately, there's less to do, then, I mean, I guess you're just kind of wanting something else. Maybe you're just not an Animal Crossing fan. So that was something that I've heard that people didn't like about it. I didn't hear a lot of negatives, though. One thing I will say about it that I don't like is, okay, there's times when you want to buy, like I told you, items off of your buddies and stuff. Say I need more oranges, say I need more pears, and things like that. The one thing I don't like about it is when you bring up the friends screen, it only shows the top 4 things that they're selling. So their first row, they might be selling, like me, I gotta have like 15 different slots. They need to make it to where you can see every single thing that person sells, and then you go to it. So otherwise, you're sitting there going to their camp and you're looking at this stuff, and you're just wasting your time because then they don't even have what you're looking for. I should be able to see every single thing they have, and that should be it. It should be easy. So I don't know why they did it like that. It's just a really small screen, shows the friend, shows that you can lend a hand because you can help them with their shovel strike quarry by just clicking a button. It's very simple. Or you can give them kudos and stuff, or then it just shows their market thing, and you can hit remove friend and lots of things like that. But in my case, I think you want as many friends as possible because you want to be able to buy as many things as possible. You want as big a marketplace as you can get so that you can get taken care of with your neighbors. So I give the game, to finish up here because I'm on 23 minutes, there's a lot to it. I think it's doing really cool. I think it's a perfect cell phone game, even though it kind of hurts me that it's not going to be on the Switch. I'm assuming they're not going to do the Switch just because they have it on the phone. Why would they do it on the Switch? That's kind of sad. I really wanted one on the Switch that was all out Animal Crossing, like planting it and everything. I mean, I'm sure they could collide them somehow to where you could take your stuff from Pocket Camp and use it in the game, maybe. I don't think they will, though. I think they're going to dedicate themselves to the cell phone thing. I think they're going to add a whole bunch of stuff. They're going to keep adding how high a level you can get, adding animals, the Animal Crossing. There's a lot of animals. I'm sure they can add the population like crazy. There's tons of characters. So, and they could always make new ones. So, I think that they're going to stick to that. That's kind of sad. But as for this game on the cell phone, I think this is by far the best Nintendo one yet. If you count Pokemon Go, I'm not a big Pokemon guy, so I didn't really like that. Miitomo I thought was kind of garbage. Mario Run was cool for a while. It got very, very boring. I did the whole regular coins got every single thing in there, and then the rally just got extremely repetitive. So I got really bored with. It was short-lived that I played that. But Animal Crossing, I can see me playing for a long time because there's a lot to it. And like I said, they're going to add a whole bunch of stuff. So I definitely think that you should get it. Like I said, if you have to spend any money, man, you don't even have to spend any money. I kind of, I know I'm a Nintendo fanboy, but I kind of feel bad for not spending any money. Because, like, when you bought Mario was $10. I mean, I haven't even spent anything on this game. There's bundles for, like, $4. I feel bad, like, I should just spend $4. Because they really should have charged you for the game, to be honest with you. If you want to be honest, like, that you're playing a game for free and it's still not requiring you to pay anything, you really kind of owe them money. I feel like it blows my mind that they didn't see that and charge you, $2-3 for the app, for God's sakes. But they didn't. That's Nintendo, which I was really surprised when they did that with Mario. But they usually give you stuff for free, man, and they like all the Splatoon updates, all those are free. I've never seen Splatoon have to pay for anything. I don't know if you got to do it now on the Switch, but on the old one, it was all free. So, you get a lot of extra stuff for nothing. I can't think of anything else about the game. If you think of anything that you want to ask me or you want to add something that's negative, to be honest, I would love for you to add something negative about the game. What's something you don't like about it? Because as I was sitting here thinking of negatives and thinking of ways, do I really feel that way, or do I feel like there's a counter to it? Then I'd really like to know. I'd really like to know what the honest answers are for negatives. So if there's something that drives you nuts about this game, let me know. Other than that, guys, that's all I got. I'm going to play some NES games. I got new content coming soon, and I got a computer. So I should have better quality coming soon. Thank you, Jesus. So I will let you go. Let me know. Hit me up. Later.